Thought I saw turkeys in here. Okay, gobble gobble. Gonna be Thanksgiving dinner this year? Hmm? Hmm? Gobble gobble. Hey, Wilbur. Damn, he's big.
Oh, he's 15.
That's a... Plumage. See that plumage again? Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. Looking at me like, what the fuck? Gobble, gobble. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. That plumage. Wow. Wow. Gobble. Gobble.
What else are we going to see? Show me. The goat. Wow.
You were rough on that little guy.
Farm Environmental Center. First time I went here, I was on a field trip in my elementary school class. This is the other end of the Hike of Hikes song, where I hiked from all the way from Wildcat Canyon Trail, which is a lot more than a mile, to San Pablo, Richmond, and all the way here and then all the way back sometimes. And the band did a hike to here in '99, but I used to do it all the time in the early '90s. And then I would also end up hiking way down to Berkeley sometimes, which would really be a hell of a trek. So this is poison oak. I don't think I ever got nailed with it, though. I got lucky. This is the poison oak of California legend, and it's poison ivy in other parts. Same idea, but not. This. Get a little nervous about the time. So this is the bus that gets me here. This is the other end, the trail that goes all the way to Tilden Park and terminates. At one time, those stick there were lamps. They haven't been that since the 70s. And the trail starts here and goes all the way around back to the back of Arlington Park, where there's Harms District Camp Reap campground for Boy Scouts also back there. Okay, I gotta... Alright, now I gotta get the hell out of together, or like lamps like this, all the way going back. So 99 we took this trail all the way to Arlington Park, to Tilden Park, as a cope hike trip thing. Alright, I gotta go. For the April 22nd long haul show, I'd actually made a DVD that was about 2 hours, 8 minutes long, to show in the background while we performed, but unfortunately the DVD player was broken, so it might be recycled in the documentary or otherwise recycled. The plan as of this one is to mix the practices. We sold the special for the long haul. I sold one copy to Robert Warner, and it's these songs and from before. And in addition to that, I included Mildred's Waltz, the Stork Club 1998, and I think Waters of Mars. I know that's on one of the discs, Water on Mars, but I'm not sure if it's on disc 1 or not, off the top of my head. This was the original cover for disc 1 and 2. What I ended up doing was I just stuck all of it on one disc, and here is the original back cover for disc 1 and 2. I figured I wanted to give people the option of switching the cover, and originally I had it on 2 separate discs, but then I condensed it and added stuff for the long haul show. This is the alternate front cover for discs 3 and 4. And I condensed it and put it all in one DVD, so it's just straight ahead. And inside is, in black and white, the original cover, and the back of it is the original back cover. So that's the plan on that one. One disc. And this is the cover for the discs 3 and 4, including the silhouette of me and the traffic lights and the clouds that Kenneth took and the keyboard. And on the back is a listing of the songs, and that it's disc 5 and 6. This is to make it easier for people to figure out what's what. And it did have an alternate inside, but this one apparently didn't have the alternate covers copied, but I do have one. And it's, I think it's Doctor Who again. Anyway. But yeah, this is the alternate cover for disc 7 and 8. And because a lot of suburban architecture ended up on it, I put the theme, suburban architecture, on the cover, and you can read what's what. And on the back, whoops, on the back is what's on it, and a picture from the Tonal Mat show actually in September of 2007. I mean, that particular show was Kenneth, myself, and Robert Eggplant performing as Tonal Mat, but it's the same lineup. And I forgot to mention that 5 and 6 actually had all additional stuff, including things like youth and such. So this is a black and white one of the other Doctor Who. So 5 and 6 would have the other kind of starship design for the alternate cover. And that's the documentary film that I sold at the show. I ended up renting a U-Haul truck for the performance at the long haul. I mean, not a U-Haul truck, a Enterprise car from Nevada. And it was kind of crazy trying to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do that again. And my amp was really heavy, so maybe in the future I'll try to get a lighter amplifier and just bus it or whatever. Or try to carpool with other people or something a little less insane and inexpensive for future references. Yeah. one thing that was kind of bizarre, and unfortunately it happened, is and it was a mistake on my part, is I should have told people to get there way earlier than I did. I should have told them that the show wasn't at 7 sharp, but at like 6, or even 5:30 or 5, so then they would be getting there at 7, because most of the audience wasn't even there until like 8:30, and I could have advertised it better too, which was my mistake. Oh well, first show that I booked and put on. A lot of extra nod and respect to people like John Mink, who put on shows over the years. Wow, it's a lot more work than I thought, and I mean, I knew it was a lot of work, but I didn't realize it was that much. And should have time kept a little bit better. So we had to do some finagling to let Church and Stupid, also known as Lana and Sally, play. Note, I screwed up on the flyer. It's not Sarah, it's Sally. I'm glad they were able to play, but I felt really bad that things got whacked in that respect. It was a lot of fun doing it, and yeah, some of the songs we did were like reinterpretations of... Bizarre. Some of the songs we did were like reinterpretations of older songs that we had done in the past. Like In My Night was originally done on keyboards, and Kenneth referred to it as a Tuck and Patty rendition. I was trying to play like a Brazilian choro jazz kind, pseudo jazz kind of guitar, finger style. Because I actually studied classical and jazz guitar and a little bit of choro, not a lot, but a little bit of choro. With Ron Galen at Contra Costa College, really good teacher. I learned a lot from him, and I use a lot of his technique in my personal teaching style, because he's really good, and you know, you want to always borrow from the master, and he's definitely a master guitar player. Really nice guy too. Anyway, and for a song we kind of did as a dance tune. And I Live in Occupied Territory was a song originally introduced to Cope by Robert Burnett in 1998 as a very quick punk song. And apparently Kenneth and Robert had a conversation, and it came out that Robert intended it to be kind of a dance number in the first place, and as indicated and Kenneth talking about it in early practice, is that he got his blessings from or whatever from Robert Eggplant to go ahead and make it that way, so we did. Bromance on February originally was vocals and drums and reinterpreted as keyboards and guitar. For a Song was originally a lot different and a lot slower, and is shows up in the documentary A Musical Journey Through Time and Space quite a lot, including on disc 6 or 7 or 8 and 4/4 and 3/4 time, and more of a metal style into guitar playing in 2002, and a more jazz mellow style in 1998 on volume 1 from the Pinole House in July 11th 1998. Bad Day Sunshine wasn't changed all that much, but it's been done very differently. Sometimes our answer is to stop playing songs, and sometimes our answer is to reinterpret them and rearrange them or evolve them. Yeah, borrowing a lot from jazz, free jazz, the essence of true punk anarchy, and musical anarchy in a real sense of whatever the hell goes. And we were definitely pleased that the crowd response was so high. I believe a friend of Ray's named Nick filmed us and did a really good job shooting, I must say, and And so a lot of people there were like friends of Ray's and friends of Lana and Sally. There was even a birth movement kind of guy there, and it was kind of, but that, you know, was interesting. So it was an interesting kind of crowd, and was glad that there was such a reception. And I found myself extremely impressed with Lana and Sally. And Robert Warner is always interesting. I mean, he you know, he is obviously inspired by Hawkwind, so I'm sure Del Detmar and Dick Mick had some influence in his playing, but I'll have to interview him and ask him about that. Yeah, wow. Oh, also the footage I shot at Tilden Park, and then at Alvarado Park, those are both ends of the hike I used to do. I would start at Alvarado Park in Richmond, and I'd hike all the way out to Berkeley, to Tilden Park, and I would either walk down to downtown Berkeley and take public transportation home when I still lived in the Richmond Hills, East Richmond Heights, in the 90s, or I would walk all the way back. And now that the summer's here, I'm going to redo that. That is also the storyline and the lyrics to Hike of Hikes came from that trip. It's a really long hike, and it's really beautiful. Cope did that did a band hike once from Richmond to Tilden, and then hiked back into downtown Berkeley, and then hung out at the Berkeley Library and pulled out some books and things, and that was in 1999. Wow. So yeah, I'm definitely glad to have been a part of this, and really glad that people were well receiving of our show. So I'm going to show the flyer now. So this is the flyer that I made for the show. This is the cut, basically 4 different designs, and what I did was I sliced it. Here, these are extras. I cut it into 4 individual ones, and then put them at places like Starving Musician in Berkeley, and there, and going different directions. I made a mistake in that it was Sally and Lana, not Sarah and Lana, and I feel really bad that got jacked, even though she was saying it was okay. I think it's not okay to mess up people's names and mess things up. So that's those. You know, just kind of different directions. I tried to describe us that way. And what ended up really happening is it ended up being kind of